to my channel, Learn English with Cheri. In today's video, we are going to focus on pronunciation of the J sound. The J sound is produced like this. The J sound is produced like this. And a word that we would use with this sound is jump. J. As you can see, our mouth is slightly open, J. And our tongue, J, is laying somewhat flat in our mouth. J. J. Here we go. Let's practice the J sound in some consonant vowel sequences. Let's take a look at how the IPA describes this sound. The IPA looks at the consonant sounds place, voice, manner, and then they also give an example. So this is what IPA looks like to write the J sound. I've written it right here. The J sound is a palatal sound. That is where it's produced. The palate is the roof of our mouth. We have both a hard and soft palate in our mouth at the roof of our mouth, which is the top. If you take your tongue and move it from the front to the back, you are moving from the hard palate, which is in the front, to the soft palate, which is in the back. To produce the J sound, raise the sides of your tongue to the roof of your mouth and voice out through your mouth while lowering the back of your tongue. J. Take a moment to feel where your tongue goes when you produce this sound. J. Great. Let's move on to practicing pronunciation of the J sound in a consonant vowel sequence. Here we go. Let's start with the long E sound. E, J, E, G. Now the short E vowel sound. E, J, E, J, J. Okay, let's move on to the long A sound. J, A, J. Now the short A. A, J, A, Ja, Ja. Now the long I sound. J, I, Jai, Jai. Now the short I vowel sound. J, I, J, J. Now let's do the long O sound. J, O, Joe. Now the short O sound. Ah, J, Ah, Ja. Now the long U sound. J, Oo, Jew, Jew. Now the short U sound. J, J, J. Great. Keep practicing. Feel free to stop the video and go back and review the consonant vowel sounds, pairing our target sound, the J sound, with the vowels. Next up, we will look at producing our target sound, the J, in the initial position of words. Let's take a look. Here we have our target sound of the J sound. We will begin with Jeep, J, Eep, Jeep, J, M, Jim, Moving on, if you look here, you can see the J sound can be spelled with the letter J, as is portrayed here. It can also be spelled with the letter G. This is referred to as a soft G sound. J. Germ, germ. And then we have job, job. Okay, let's move on to practicing pronunciation of our J target sound in the final position of words. Here we have the word siege, siege. Here we have bridge, bridge, bridge. Fudge, fudge. Fudge is a very popular dessert in America. It is a recipe that many families like to hand down from one generation to another. Is fudge a popular dessert where you live? Post a comment below and let me know if you enjoy the dessert fudge. Our last word for this section is large, large, large. Yes, great work. Okay, now let's move to words that have our target sound of the J sound in the medial position. As we move on to practicing pronunciation of our target sound in the final position of words, remember that the environment that our sound is in, the sounds that are around it, do affect one another. So for this reason, you can be very effective at producing the target J sound by itself, but you may struggle to pronounce the sound correctly when it is surrounded by certain other sounds. Try to pay attention to the phonetic environment, to the sounds that are around our target sound, if there is a word that is difficult for you. Looking for patterns is a good way to assist you in your practice so that you can focus on practicing the target sound with the sounds surrounding it that tend to give you trouble. Let's take a look at our practice words. This is one of my favorite things to play. Well, I used to enjoy playing it. I haven't played it for quite some time. Dodgeball. Dodgeball. Do you play dodgeball? In America, dodgeball has become a very popular sport with adults. There are dodgeball tournaments. You may be familiar with the comedy, the movie, Dodgeball. All right, let's take another look. Object. Now this word can be pronounced a few different ways depending on whether it is a noun or a verb. My phone is an object I use to communicate with others. If we use the word as a verb, the stress is on the second syllable. Object. I object. All right, let's move on. Magic. Magic. Do you believe in magic? Lime juice. Lime juice. Lime juice. You're doing great. We're almost there. We're moving into the final stretch. That means we have almost completed the lesson. Let's move on to producing our target sound in sentences. Sentence 1. Jim jumped over the fence. Jim jumped over the fence. Sentence 2. The jungle is very dangerous. The jungle is very dangerous. Dangerous. Okay, one more sentence. Okay, our third and final sentence for this lesson on our target sound of the J sound. Pass the jar of jelly. Pass the jar of jelly. Thanks again for attending my lesson. I hope you will find it helpful. Remember, practice is important. Speak these words and sentences out loud. It can help to record yourself or to complete these in front of the mirror. You can do it. Remember, be kind to one another and be kind to yourself. Thanks for joining me. If you have not already, please subscribe below and share with me your thoughts about the dessert of fudge or any questions you may have about this lesson. You may post below. Goodbye.